Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about nested for loop. Nested for loop in the sense for loop within a for loop is called as a nested for loop. Let's say for example, I have a nested list here. So how do you print all the elements of a nested list? We all know that nested list in the sense list within a list. So here let me make use of a two for loop. First, let's see for x and a and let's see like what this first for loop is going to be. First for loop here is taking individual list from this nested list. Okay, but I want to go again deeper into this inner list. So for that, what I'll do, I'll just use a concept called as first we loop through a small list and then we loop through individual element in that list. So I'll just say like for y in not a, now it should be in a x. That means like first we are extracting this inner list and then we are looping through individual element and it should be like a print one. See, this will give you all the elements of a nested list. For the same question, I hope you understood. First loop is responsible for it. It gives inner list. Okay, this loop is responsible for it gives each element. Okay, yeah. So I'll take a same nested list, and what if I need to find sum of all the elements? What if I need to find sum of all the elements? So again, same thing, initialize initial sum is equal to 0. Let's use a for loop for x in a. I'll see for y in x. And then I'll just start writing some expression. Initial sum is equal to, sum is calculated using the previous sum plus 0. And finally, it's going to give us the sum value, which is going to be, Oh, it's giving me 0, why? So I gave it like a 0, not an x. Sorry. So integer and a list is not supported. Understand for x in a is looping through inner list and for y in x is looping through individual element. And when you are trying to find a sum, you're not supposed to give an x here, it should be y. So then it will give you sum of all the elements. 1 to 9, the sum is going to be 45. I hope it's clear. Next one. So you can see the data here. You have a nested list wherein the first value is going to be the discount and second value is going to be the price. And you want to find the discounted price. So simple. I'll just use for the first one is going to be a price, right? So I'll see like a price, comma discount. For price, comma discount in data. So if you can also write multiple variables in a for loop. So if there are multiple values like this, like a list, yes. So for price, comma discount in data, so I just want to find discounted price, right? So discount price is going to be, so you just need to multiply price with actual discount. Okay, finally, just try to print. Like we want to see for all the iterations, right? So I'll just give it right below this discount price itself. Yes. See, it will take price first, which is 1,000, and it will apply a 0.2%. So it's saying like 200 discount. So similarly for 200 times 10% discount means obviously it's again 200. 30% discount on 3,000. So it's giving 900. 40% discount on 1,200 in the sense like a 480. This is another way of looping through your nested list. Okay. So next interesting concept that I have is like how do you find maximum element in a given nested list? So very simple. Very first step, as is defined, I'll assume that maximum value is going to be the first element in a nested list. So directly writing a of 0, 0 gives you the first element in our nested list, which is basically the 1. A of 0 gives you first list, understand? A of 0 gives you first inner list, and if you want first element in this, it should be like this. Okay, and I'm calling this as, I'm assuming that this is a maximum value. Then what I'll do, I'll just start looping through it. First, let's loop through the nested list. I'll call it like a row. For row and A, I'm taking each row. Then I'm taking element or a value. I'll say for a value in row. So we are looping through the inner list first. We are getting list as a row. Each row represents each inner list, and then for value in row, I'm looping through each row, each inner list. So I'm going to get a value. Then what I'll do, I'll just check if value is greater than maximum value that we have defined, so what should happen? So your maximum value will get updated with that particular value. Okay, finally it has to print after completing all the iterations, after checking like which is the maximum value, it is going to give us like a 9. See, if I change the number to 60, it will give you like a 60. That's an interesting thing about a maximum element. Same thing you can also try for a minimum element as well. So let's say you want to find minimum element. Same concept. Just initialize your minimum value like a first value in your nested list. Okay, A of 0, 0 gives you first element. So nested list, so this is how we do the indexing. Then I'll just use for loop. I'll say for row in A, they are looping through the nested list. So we will get a first list, I mean inner list first time. Then I'm looping through each list so that I'll get a value. So I'll say for value in each row, what it has to do, I'll just check a condition like if value is less than a minimum value. So what it has to do, the minimum value will get updated. So minimum value will get updated, and then finally we just need to print minimum value. So minimum value in our case is obviously 1, so it's returning me 1. I hope it's clear. Okay. One more last question. You are given a nested list of numbers. So now your task is to count the number of odd and even numbers in a given list. So to achieve this, you have to use a what? Nested list concept. Okay, let me define our nested list. Okay, great. Then what I'll do, so we just need to find the count of even and odd, right? So I'll just call it like a count of odd is equal to 0. And similarly, I'll call it like count of even is equal to 0. Then let's use a for loop. I'll say for, first we'll do first level unpacking. I'll just say like for row in A, and then for value in row. Okay, if value modulo 2 is equal to 0, if it's an even, then count even should increase, else count odd should increase. So finally it has to print count odd, and it has to print a count even. See, it will just tell you like how many even numbers are there, how many odd numbers are there. You can just count and you can check it out. So this is all about nested for loop, wherein you people are using two for loop, first level unpacking, second level unpacking whenever it's a nested list. I hope it's clear. Thank you. Happy learning.